I did. I mean, Pontiac, Michigan was a segregated town.
Mm-hmm.
We had the white section, and then we had the black section. And you know, you didn't cross the line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our high school was integrated. We had black and white
Oh,
in
okay.
our high school, but it was still, you know. And this is funny because back then there were no blacks on the basketball team.
Mm.
There were no blacks on the football team or the baseball team. There were no blacks in the swimming. In fact, I mean, blacks were kind of excluded from sports,
Mm-hmm.
intramural sports. And you know, and you look at it today, it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and we used to have fights, the blacks against the whites. Our town was a mixture because being an industrial town, we had a lot of Southerners come up to work in the factories. So we had a good Southern influence in our town. A lot of people from Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, and they brought their beliefs with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was tough. I happened to be in the service when Truman integrated the service,
Mm-hmm.
and that didn't go over well with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up with black friends. I mean, that was just what it was. I mean, and I didn't think about whether you were black or white. You were either a good guy or you're a bad guy.
Yeah.
Um,
You didn't live in the South where they were more racist there,
right.
huh?
And you know, and the first time I went down south and I saw drinking fountains, you know, blacks, whites, restrooms the same way. You go into a store or anything else or a restaurant, the blacks had their own section, the whites. When I went to basic, it was a segregated community. The blacks had their own section of the base. And it was probably the worst section of the base that you could find. I mean, the most desolate. They had lousy looking barracks. I mean, black tar paper shacks. They had 8-foot fence around their buildings. It was like they were in a stockade, and like they were in jail rather than, you know, like the rest of the base. So I mean that grated against me. When I got back from Korea and out of the FBI Academy, late '51, then it had pretty much settled down. I mean, the integrated service, and so it wasn't so much an item anymore, and it was very good. And you know, and you get in today's society, and sometimes I think the blacks are trying to go back to segregation. You know, they don't want to be part of the white community. They want to be their own community.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I saw it with the Indians. It used to be the Indians wanted to get off the reservation and get out into the white society and become a part of the community. And now it's the other way around. The Indians want to stay on the reservation and build their casinos and live their own life and not have any contact with you know, with normal society. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a strange life as far as evolution is going and as society goes.
Yeah. Well, if you had a few final words to say to future generations who watch this video, whether it be my kids or, you know, if we were to send a copy of this to your grandkids or great grandkids in Michigan, or, you know,
I mean, all I say is just live your life the best way you can. Do the best you can. Be true to yourself, and love one another. That's all you can do.
That's really neat. Thank you so much, Ed. I wish we had 5 more hours. Maybe we'll have to do this another day sometime, because I know you got a lot of other good stories too. But thanks a lot.
You're welcome.